Hi, it's Sheridan Webb here from the Training Designers Club, which is the place to go for practical L&D support, especially if you work on your own. And today I have a musing, one of probably many that will come out of my recent trip to Japan, where we visited Tokyo, Hakone, and Kyoto, because my daughter is studying at Kyoto University for a year. What an amazing time we had. One of the things that struck me, one of the many things that struck me, was how Japan has seamlessly integrated technology into their society. Um, we know that the Japanese are just global leaders in terms of tech, but perhaps what surprised me was how many people they still have involved in actually delivering service. The expectation is, I think, that once you've gone over to automation or technology, the people disappear. Whereas in Japan, they seem to have taken a completely opposite approach to that. There were people employed absolutely everywhere. So many people employed working alongside the tech, which made everything work so easily. Everything was so efficient. It was just a joy as a tourist to go through and know that the tech was there, which often gave you the English options, of course, which makes it easier. But there were also loads and loads of people to ask. So whether that was in a train station, at the bus stop, in cafes, in shops, you couldn't move for having somebody close by to ask, which made everything just so easy to use. And it struck me of how very much this is a case of tech supporting the people rather than replacing the people. And another way to think of it, I think, is that the tech is the system, but the people provide the experience. So even in the robot cafe, which we assumed was going to be fully automated, it wasn't. It was very much a robots do this thing, people do the other thing. So everything just worked like an absolute dream. And I thought that was really telling for us because a lot of people are understandably very nervous of where AI is taking us. It's something that's been chatted about in our VIP community just this week. And I'm not going to lie, I've got fears about it as well. I dread to think how the world is going to look for my kids. And my kids are on the verge of stepping into sort of the adult world of work. So for people with younger children, it must be quite scary in some ways. And I think that's because here in the UK, we seem to be trying to replace people with tech. I mean, just take a look at self-service checkouts. I'm not saying they don't have their place. There are times that I've been really grateful that there's been a self-service checkout when I've just needed a couple of things, haven't got to queue up for ages. It's brilliant. But what when you're getting a reduced item? And it comes up with the wrong price, or you can't find what you're trying to purchase, or the barcode doesn't read, or you're buying an age-restricted product or something with a security tag. You then feel like you have to wait forever for a person to come along. There's one person serving about 10 tills, and it really doesn't speed things up. What we actually wanted was more people on tills so that we could get that faster service, but also get it with that human touch. Because human experience is everything. And I think in L&D and in training design, it's easy to think that AI is going to take our jobs. And I've said this before, if all you do is create content, then yes, AI will almost certainly take your job. That's what AI is good at. What AI is not good at is designing the human experience. And I know from being in Japan and being away from my screen for 2 whole weeks was just how valuable being immersed in an experience is. Experiences are actually how we learn. We learn when we work things out for ourselves. We learn when we try and fail. We learn when we have an emotional response to something. We learn through socially, through others. That's when the learning happens. The learning doesn't happen when you're reading words off a page or listening to something on a screen. That can be the start of the learning journey, but it's absolutely not the end. And that's why I created a course called Save Time with AI Assisted Training Design, not Get AI to Design Your Training. There's a very big difference because we still need all of those human-only skills to create meaningful learning experiences. we still 100% need our creativity. That's an area at the time of recording that AI really struggles with. So we need our creativity. We need our empathy. We need to understand how people feel. And that is something, again, that AI is going to struggle with. We need to be able to use our judgment so that we can tailor things and bespoke things and make sure that things are going to actually hit the mark. So there's lots and lots of things that we need to be able to do as human beings. Things like use accelerated learning techniques. You know, I'm a massive fan of Master. And if you follow Master, you're going to create an emotional and engaging learning experience. And that's when people learn. We need to make sure that it's inclusive, that it's accessible, that it's memorable. And all of these things are human-only skills. And that's what we need to focus on as training designers, is putting the human back into it. Yes, let's AI create the handouts for you. Why not? It can do it far more quickly than you can. But what it can't do is really think about how that whole experience is going to hang together, and how it's going to be meaningful and memorable and impactful for the people going through that training. So they are my thoughts for today. Don't despair. Use AI, use it wisely, but please don't think that you're not adding any value to the training design piece, because actually what we add is the thing that really makes it work. For more thoughts, for more ideas, for more practical advice, please check out the rest of the YouTube channel, Training Designers Club. I have lots of musings like this and also some Dear Training Designers Club videos where I answer very specific questions. There are lots of free and low-cost resources on the website, which is www.trainingdesignersclub.co.uk. There is the Training Design podcast, which you might want to listen to. And of course, I would love to welcome you into our VIP community, where we learn from each other, where we learn with each other, and we help each other to succeed.